Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Empressive channel. The podcaster and comedian B. Simone is getting criticized and being called a bad friend after one of her friends revealed that B. Simone did not help her when she was at a very low period in her life. And here's the kicker. B. Simone was helping other people at one point, but she just didn't help her friend. She watched her struggle.
Baby, didn't have a job, living with my parents, a single mom. All this happened to me this past year.
Jesus.
And then it's like to not have resentment in my heart towards you because I saw you do this for other people. I saw you give a check to somebody to help them through whatever they went through. And it's like, God, like nobody didn't give me a handout, but guess what? That wasn't your responsibility. God had to take me through that for my own season, for my own thing. I had to get my car repossessed.
Jesus.
I had to go through the food stamps line. I had to be on Medicaid because whatever I'm building my story too. But it's like, as a friend, somebody who has it, it's hard to digest.
This clip was really crazy to me. When I saw it, I was like, what? I understand that B. Simone is not obligated to help her friend out, but her friend was struggling, and it wouldn't hurt if B. Simone extended some help to her during that season. So I thought this clip was crazy, but I did watch the whole video to get more context behind that conversation. And so what I found out about B. Simone is B. Simone has a habit of performing in her friendships. A lot of times she gave to people out of obligation, or she gave to people because she wanted that validation. But it got to a point where she was giving and it wasn't enough. Also, she was giving to the point that it was draining her. So she ended up cutting off her whole friend group and she started only focusing on herself. And she became weary of anybody around her who needed something from her. So she kind of was acting out of trauma, I think. And it really caused her to not even consider the fact that her real friend was struggling.
That I think about all the things I did in my past for people, for friends, for niggas, for family, for the wrong people. The money I done gave people money. I done bought houses. I done paid for divorces.
Now think about how I feel as your friend.
And then let me tell you, I'm gonna get there. And I've done all that. And then the right people come around that have the purest heart, that love you so much, and you're stifling and you're looking and you're paranoid and you looking people up and down and it's anxiety. I am really realizing, outside of just know for sure, me walking away from certain people in certain situations that no longer served me, there was a weight off of my shoulder. There was anxiety lifted. There was nervousness lifted. There was a peace. Looking back, I realized I was really operating from a place of lack of love because I wanted to be validated and accepted so much that I didn't have boundaries. I didn't stick up for myself in the moment. I didn't open up my mouth. I didn't do what was best for me in a lot of situations. I was people pleasing. And now I'm trying to get to the root of why that is.
When I kind of look at this, I do understand where B. Simone is coming from. Even though the way she moves in friendships might make her seem like she's cold and mean and she's a bad friend, I do think a lot of times she is reacting out of trauma and self-preservation. And I'm not going to lie to you, I kind of get the feeling that B. Simone lacks emotional awareness. She wouldn't do things out of consideration for her friends. She would more so do things out of obligation. And this is kind of what happened between her and her ex-friend, Megan Ashley. They did a podcast called Know For Sure together, and it was very successful. But Megan was going through a lot at the time. She was going through a divorce. She was dealing with mental health issues, and she needed some extra support. And I think she was a bit too demanding on B. Simone. And B. Simone tried to show up for her, but when she showed up for her, it kind of felt like she was doing it out of obligation, not because she really wanted to. It was just like a burden.
When people do for me, I don't want them to do for me out of what I did for them. When you show up for me, I love that you show up, but I also can feel that you did this not because you love me, because you're afraid that if you didn't do it, it's gonna make me upset. And I'm like, am I not just worthy enough to show up for?
Right.
Like, I don't ever do anything because I'm afraid of you or I'm afraid of how you're gonna respond. Doesn't mean that it's not uncomfortable for me. Like when you're moody, it's uncomfortable for me. And I feel like it's my responsibility to get you out of that.
That was an interesting point that Megan brought up. And this is kind of one of the reasons why their friendship fell apart. And another one of B. Simone's friends actually pointed out that B. Simone lacks emotional awareness. Instead of just doing something thoughtful for her friend, she has to be prompted or asked to do something. And that doesn't always work in friendships.
And my grandma passed away. And you said, I was crying, you let me talk through, and it was the best conversation. And then you were like, let me know what you need. You know, if you want me to come over, if you want me to bring flowers, if you want me to do this. And it's like, in those moments, I don't want you to say that. I just want you to come over with flowers. I ain't want you to be like, because
Jesus.
You feel weird asking somebody to do certain things like that in a moment of grief.
Wow.
So it's like, I don't think you're a bad friend. I think you're great. You're an amazing friend. You're a supportive friend. You're a friend that will offer the clothes off your back. You are always there. I think it's just moments of comfort that I think you can
show up without permission.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes. Why?
In the past, I felt forced to show up without permission. It was performing.
It was. What that friend was teaching you were things that you have to have in your friendship. So that was from a place of whatever control
Fear,
or whatever fear, and you did it out of obligation. But like when you really love somebody and that person is your friend,
you do it.
That's how you show up.
Okay.
Yeah. Showing up without what did you say?
Showing up without permission. I love that.
Showing up without permission.
Yeah, I think B. Simone probably needs to work on being a better friend. She really does. I think she tries to do what she can, but she might be a bit emotionally detached at times. And she also has some friendship trauma. So that's something she has to kind of work through so she could become a better friend. Now, I want to move on and talk about Brittany Renner. Brittany Renner decided to take off her hijab, and now she's being called out for cosplaying as a Muslim. Now, it is interesting to note that Brittany removed her hijab after she announced that she was divorcing the rapper Kevin Gates. Kevin claims that he is a Muslim, and I do believe he actually inspired Brittany to become a Muslim too. And this is not the first time that you see a woman convert to a religion for a man. It happens quite often. But I think Brittany was plotting because she wanted Kevin, and also she was looking for a place to stay. She needed security, and Kevin was willing to give her just that. Now, Kevin is still married to his first wife, Drika, and also he was in a relationship with another woman named Persia. However, Brittany Renner still got with Kevin because, like I said, she was looking for that security. And she really played the part, and she was dressing modestly, and I think she did this to appease Kevin. Also, she was doing this as a way to rebrand herself, and I think it was working. I mean, she was able to get on Basketball Wives, so her conversion became a part of her story. But all of that went out the window once she and Kevin got divorced. And they were only married for 52 days.
We got married April 6th and divorced May 28th.
So you're divorced?
Yes. But there is a 90-day waiting period in Islam where it's basically you have 90 days to see if you're pregnant, because then he would be responsible, right? And then also in those 90 days, it's for reconciliation because Allah wants you to stay married. And then during those 90 days, you are not to entertain anybody romantically. So what I will say is that Islam has made my life a lot easier. I think even with this transition and things changing. Right. Honestly, it's like, I don't think anybody gets married to not stay married. So I think my biggest thing for me is this is a nice 90-day reset, just focusing on myself and pouring into myself. And what I also will add is that I followed my heart, and that's more than what most people can say in this world.
Now, I don't know exactly what caused Brittany and Kevin to break up, but I could take a wild guess. Maybe Kevin wasn't faithful, and maybe he got tired of her like he gets tired of his other women. This is what he does. And his other girlfriend called him and Brittany Renner out, and she spilled some tea.
This man lied to me about so much that I recently just found out about. Like, when I was at his show with him in Florida, we were obviously staying at a hotel, He lied to me and said he was going to take a walk with his daughter and have a talk with her. He went and fucked another girl while I was waiting in his hotel, in the hotel room. For hours, I was just in the room waiting for him. Like, how fucking sick is that?
But seeing you and Brittany together, that's you could have told. I literally asked you about you and Brittany.
I don't think you know, but I don't feel like talking about this no more because it's not making my life peaceful.
Okay, so one last thing, be honest. Are y'all are you and Brittany
No, we can't have sex till marriage.
But you guys are back fucking with each other. You guys are back together, right?
We can't have sex till marriage.
That's not my question. Brittany, you preach that you don't want to deal with a man that deals with multiple women, yet you're dealing with one. How contradicting is that? It's honestly just sick how I was just laid up with him and you seen it and decide to hit him up to meet up. Just disgusting. He called you washed several times and that you lost your glow. That just goes to show you how this man just uses women when it's beneficial to him. Just manipulative and narcissistic as fuck. You turned Muslim because it's a trend and it's honestly a mockery to the religion. Cut it out. You literally turned to Islam because you're on your last leg. Was this the clout y'all was looking for? To make herself lit on her little show for Basketball Wives? Because she has no one else, obviously. Knowing that I was just laid up in the bed with you.
So that was the tea Persia spilled. I mean, as you can see, Kevin had a lot going on. He had a lot going on, and I think Brittany saw some sides of him that she didn't want to see. She knew that he was unfaithful, and also Kevin kind of discards women when he gets disinterested. You know, I think that's a pattern with him. So Brittany decided that if the marriage is over, then the whole hijab get up is over too. And people are upset about it, but you know, it's her life. Anyway, tell me what y'all think about this video down below. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and share this video if you care. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.